Welcome back to Seablock, Factorio that is, not Minecraft in Stoneblock. Similar names, different game entirely. So back we are in our factory. Just thought I'd do another episode of this so it didn't stagnate too much while we are doing the Stoneblock stuff. And yeah, we're up here near our blue science area. Now blue science is sort of being produced, although it is dependent on me going to get glass every so often. It's being pulled in from this chest. And it's being produced now that we have lots of aluminium from the rest of our whole process that we've got going. That's the aluminium, that's gold. We've got, looks like more than enough to keep that going. That means I can probably start with some blue science research. And to do that, well, first of all, I'll keep collecting lots of solar panels, which just means our steam has to work less hard during the day. Now there is a setup I can do just with this that would prioritize, power from the accumulators first and then only switch on the steam engines when they were needed. But yeah, to be honest, we don't really have enough of this going just yet for that kind of thing. But I kind of like the large solar panels look and feel compared to the regular ones. But we'll get on to Mark IIs fairly soon. Speaking of that, in research, down here, you'll see we're starting to get the blue science research, or at least we can use blue science research. Now, it's not going to be terribly fast. That's the sort of downside to this. But we can get solar energy 3. That takes 100 blue science. Advanced material processing, that gets us electric furnaces, which are so much nicer. If we need furnaces, that is. Not you need too much in this pack, but it does let you get rid of the need for carbon, and that's quite nice. Or, some kind of fuel. You just power them with electricity. And advanced electronics 2, which is getting us towards blue chips. Now they need titanium. So how are we going to make titanium, I wonder? Plastic bar and glass we can make. We can make most of that as well. So it looks like you need the logic boards. And we've got all the stuff for that. And this is coming from, again, the same stuff we have. So it's into titanium. Okay, let's have a look and see how we make titanium. Oh, please just be more sludge. I can just, it's not going to be more sludge, isn't it? No. All right, well, first of all, I'm going to need advanced titanium smelting. Okay, titanium ingot. That's going to come from titanium sponge. Uh-oh, this is where it's going to start getting a little bit complicated. And from here, it's titanium tetrachloride. And that's going to come back from titanium ore, carbon, and chlorine. This is all advanced titanium smelting, so we may as well get that on the go anyway, because that's where we're going to need to go. Titanium smelting, that is just red and green, so we may as well get the first tier of that started while we look at the rest of the recipes. So back we go through here. Sponge, titanium tetrachloride, titanium ore. And this is going to get us into the more advanced stuff, isn't it? Okay, we're also going to need chemical refining or some other mechanism. We don't have thermal refining yet. Rubite crystals. Is it the crystals that's the technology we could get? Chemical refining. Rubite. Yeah. Purified we won't have yet. And we'll start this out with only 1 out of 8 crystals. We only get 1 titanium ore. Is there anything else? Yeah, there is, and it's similar to our crystal catalyst that we made a couple of episodes ago, but we don't have these things yet. We do have crystal catalyst, but that means mineral catalyst, which we can make directly. So we could get hybrids, but that would also mean making lots of these, and we need advanced ore refining 3. How does that take? Or refining 3? It is just blue science, and it does just need chemical refining, which we're going to have to do anyway. Chemical refining is needing blue science, of course, so we do have the ability to start this, and I think I'm going to have to do that anyway because we're going to have to get crystals. So once we've got through advanced titanium smelting, in fact we can probably change it around because I'm going to need this now, I would have thought, or at least soon. So, ore refining. What these? This thermal refining. Chemical refining. Yeah, that's the one we actually need first. Oh my. Now, I don't really have all that much blue science stacked up in our labs, but we do have some. Our labs are right there. Yes, full only converted 4 of the 6 over to blue science capable ones, but you'll see I've only got a short belt worth, and that is about, I don't know, about 30 or 40, and we need about 80, so I'm going to need to look at how this is made and whether we have enough here. Yeah, it's already out of glass, so we're going to need to speed up glass this episode, I think. Now, luckily, this is getting pretty spaghettified. By the way, if you'll go and have a look over here, you'll see, just 1 second, all of this space. So I cleaned a lot of that space up. So I am starting to do that with various parts of the factory as and when I get to it, but it's not always easy when you've got these processes in place with a limited amount of land until I start expanding, which needs me to get more military, and around we go. So yeah, we'll get there. So I'm going to need to sort out glass, is what I was saying. Now, existing glass, or we have 2 sources of silicon. Our existing glass is here, and anything that doesn't get captured by this one inserter goes up all the way up here. And where do you go? Wow, all the way to the top. And we need glass right here. So we should almost think about pulling more from this silicon line right here. Maybe splitting it, something like that. And sending some of it this way. And then we've got to route it somewhere and then bring glass back. We need to bring glass back to that point right there, which is not the easiest of places to get to, but I guess we could maybe do something with that. So I just need to get it up here somewhere. We've got enough space by far. So yeah, let's try and route this around. I think I'm going to go ahead this way because this is just too busy. We'll head this way, up and around and up top, and we'll build a factory up there just for glass, I think. Okay, and I think we can actually just take this factory entirely with us, which will save some space, because the rest of the silicon is just being put onto this same belt, so we don't have to do anything excessive with this. I think I've got pretty much everything else with me, so that is going to be fine, I hope. And we'll just take the lights and the belts with us. Again, cleaning up a little bit more space and moving out this whole thing. We'll just leave that alone. I'll take a couple of stacks of glass with me. You'll see there's not very much silicon being produced, so we're going to probably need another solution longer term for that. Let me just make sure I prioritize. It's going to be up here, isn't it? Yeah, I want to make sure I prioritize the right-hand side of this, not the left-hand side. I want to make sure we always have the ability to send silicon here. So here we've got output priority to the right, and that will solve that. It'll always keep at least that tiny part done before we get the rest of this sorted out. So is there any improved way of doing glass yet? Glass. Let's see what we've got available to us. Just molten glass. Technically, we can make a better yield with lead and get lead oxide and back out, but we don't have any lead up here, I don't think, so I'm going to skip that. So 4 silicon goes directly into 3 glass, but obviously we've got better than that now. And we could do tin and nitrogen. Do we have any tin up here? I don't think we do have tin either. And we don't have advanced glass smelting either. So let's just set up with the normal setup that we do then. We're going to have to feed in, where's our blast furnace? Or is it just an induction furnace? Let's have a look. Glass, molten glass, glass mixture. It goes directly into induction furnace. Okay, so we're going to get our powder mixer. I think that's what it takes. And you're going to make... Interesting. We can make more glass mixture if we get lime. How are we going to get lime? I wouldn't mind doubling the glass that we get up. Light mud water. That would take a whole set of washers to actually go and get it. As a byproduct, well, of some titanium stuff, and through liquor. And I don't think we have that either. Yeah, that's starting to look a little bit long in the long chain for what we actually want. So really I have to set up washers up here, but I could. We got plenty of room to do it if we need to. Do I have any washing plants? In fact, let's just start out with the default, and that will do, because we can all switch the recipe over. Okay, and let's just make sure we can insert here. Oh, I've already got like 50 inserters. There we go, and let's connect this up. From there, we're going to go into an induction smelter, as you might expect. And we will export directly from there into usual casting machines. And just two, I think we'll do this setup here for the moment. And then from there, we can just put it straight back onto a belt. Whoops. There we go. So we just have to select the right thing in here. Assume that's the glass. Yep. And then we need the original glass recipe, copy and paste, and just some inserters again, as you might expect. And then an inserter to export stuff. And we're pretty much done in the same way that we were before, I think. Yeah, it's making glass mixture. That's going to come down here, and it's going to go straight to this box, whereby I can just grab another one of these. No, not that. No, no. You go and pick up from there. Good. Fine. That is done, and we've now got chemical refining finished. That is a good timing, which means I do actually have, or did actually have, 80 blue sites available. Now that means we can also do the crystals, and crystals have this sort of benefit in that we can also get more output on everything if we're willing to do more processes to our ore. It sort of reminds me of Mechanism in a way, the Minecraft mod, if you know what Mechanism is, in that you can sort of eventually get to quite quadrupling and quintupling ores, but it takes a lot more processing to do so. So why don't we have a look at crystals then? What do we need to do for crystals? Crystals. Let's look at the sapphire. Is it saphirite or is it stereotype? I always forget which one we're actually processing by default. It's the darker one, isn't it? So it's saphirite. Here we are. Here's the huge amount of stuff, and I've cut off the power to the base somehow when I removed the glass, which is a cheap fix. There we go. Okay, where was I? Yes, not breaking the base. Saphirite crystals. So we're going to need a leaching plant of the various varieties, and that takes chunks and then outputs from chunks. However, for saphirite, I don't think we're even doing chunks. I think we're just going straight into the ores for iron and copper. It's only when we get to rubite that we're doing chunks. Okay, so let's look at the rubite then. Just because I don't want to interrupt iron and copper, it's a very nice setup. Here is our rubite setup. We've got the ores, it's being crushed. The crushed is going into our nice flotation cells. They're exporting chunks, which are going two ways. One is going to this particular sorting machine, which is outputting aluminium and gold, as we've seen before, along with the other two as well, but they're going back the way. And then the other chunk is being split off and sent down here to basically be combined to make even more aluminium. That's the advanced recipe that we were looking at a couple of episodes ago, or last episode. So if we want to do that, let's just look at rubite crystals. And first of all, let's look at what they can produce in recipes. With chemical refining, which we just did, we can get titanium directly out of them. Good. We're going to need titanium. And we're also going to get all the other products that we did before. Now, they can be produced in the same way, or rather, in this, just by changing the recipe over. So we're already handling aluminium and gold. Nickel and lead. So nickel and lead. We'll just get an extra output, and there should be a slag output as well. Yep, there's the slag output. It'll only output slag into that ore crusher. So we can just switch this over if we can feed it with rubite crystals instead of rubite chunks. So what we may have to do is send the chunks down this way, away somewhere, and bring crystals back. And then we'll obviously split the chunks before it gets, turned into crystals. So that means we need to go and then look at what we need for crystals. So we need nitric acid and a leaching plant. Let's just see if I can already make the leaching plant. I hope I can. Okay, we're not making that straight away. Down the rabbit hole we go. We need brass and we need concrete. Now, I'm almost sure we made brass. It was one of the sort of metals I would have thought we needed up here somewhere. Let me hunt that one down. Unless it's this already. What's this line right here? Brass plate. Good. So, rubite crystals. Nope. I want leaching plant itself, so let's just look for the leaching plant. So brass pipe is made from brass plate. Good. We don't need any more steps other than to place an assembly machine. Concrete. Concrete. Liquid concrete? Well, yeah, as you might expect. It gets poured. So we need cement processing 2. And that's cement processing 2. We just need slag and water, and they are good in that we have, well, we have a fair amount of slag in other places, but not necessarily where we need it. And cement, which is cement processing 2 as well, which is silicon, oh no, and lime. Didn't we need both of those for glass anyway? Huh. So, if we bulk up on silicon production at the bottom of the plant, and at the top we prepare lime, we can also make cement up here, which we can turn into concrete, which we can then turn into concrete brick, and that has a bunch of other uses as well. So we can make flotation cell Mark IIs, the higher ore crushers, the leaching plants, so basically all of the advanced ore production facilities are all through concrete. Nice little bottleneck. Okay, so while that's researching, we're going to need to go and make some factories to make lime. So I've got started manufacturing of, they should be finished. Washing plants there, washing plants there. I've got 5. Who knows if that's exactly the amount I need. Let's see. It'll be one of the actual products, so I need to line this up somewhere. Let's say it's... don't we actually need that the other way around? Yeah, isn't that's supposed to be the pipe work? Really? Could have sworn that was the other way around. Anyway, we can also put our water fill in here. And see if that's the right size there. Hopefully it will connect. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't seem to want to connect the right way when it's going that way. Oh, okay, never mind. I can get it from there. Hopefully. Yep, so we've got viscous mud water. All right, that's fine. We're going to need to then pipe that over into our washing plants. And we're going to want to, well, it doesn't really matter which way we actually do this. I've got enough space to put it wherever. I'll dig that back up again in a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll see if that works. So we want viscous mud water to water. And very nice if I could just assign these. And hopefully get it right first time. That doesn't always happen. Okay, and then lime, which is the ingredient for lime. It's going to want one of these things. So limestone, fair enough. Not with you. Light mud water. And again, figuring out which of these things it wants is another thing entirely. Let's just grab you for a second. There we go. And let's just connect them up like this. Okay, so they all should have this available now. It also needs a source of water as well as that, so that's fine. Let's just go back through this. So it's like the fourth one along, probably, I think. Yeah. Okay, so just water as well. That's fine. We have a thing here, and the input is along the bottom, which is very, very good. So if I can just add an extra little bit of water and get the other kind of pump going. Pump. I've already got one. And then we can set, hopefully, these going like this. And the usual kind of setup here to feed water into everywhere that wants it. Don't necessarily need that last pipe, but just makes it look neater. Okay, so they've all now got water. And there, is this our light, what was it now again for lime? Limestone, light mud water. And is that thin mud water? Light, so it's this one. So technically we don't need to go any further than this one, so let's just remove these. Yeah, for now. Knowing me, I normally will end up needing those. But we've got light mud water coming out either way. And we need to get rid of the mud somewhere as well. So cement processing 2 is done. Cement processing 3, that's for reinforced concrete. We're not quite there yet. No, let's just go back. And regular cement with silicon and lime should do us. So then, what machine is it in? Is it going to be in the washing plant? It is. Okay, so we're going to need... Oh, I should have left them down. We just need to change the recipe. There we go. Change the recipe for limestone. And that just expects water as well, which is why I was going to say maybe best just to leave it connected. All right, that gets us limestone pretty much free. And then we need carbon dioxide and water. Is it water? No, just carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide we can get from charcoal. Not a great source for me. Actually, ignore me. We get carbon dioxide. We don't need to do anything else, but it has to go into a blast furnace, which means it needs fueling regardless. So yeah, I can't get away from that particular requirement. Do I have any blast furnaces? Probably not. I need some stone bricks. Okay, stone bricks are further down in the factory. I'll go and grab some of those. Put a blast furnace in. Do we have charcoal all the way up here? I want to say no, but I'm almost sure I've routed some charcoal through the entire plant. So I'll go and look for that as well and come back shortly. And of course, when I say I think I should say no, what I actually mean is I should have said yes. I did put in this line of charcoal here all the way from our steam engines, so we can send another line up here towards this blast furnace, and that might be an idea in general, just so that we've got a long line of charcoal, or well, solid fuel. It doesn't really much matter. Any kind of fuel is okay for that. And we'll just bring it up here and across and behind. There's the factory, 1 space, 2 spaces, and then just run back this way. Okay, and just fill in that 1 gap. And put in a couple of inserters. It's going to need hooking up with power. And then we're pretty much done. I'm going to just grab some more. Where's the belt assembly machine I made? It's down here somewhere, isn't it? Here's the factory for all the inserters I created. There we go. Yep, so plenty of belt available. So then we're going to pull that limestone back and into, I think I should just put it inside. So this way. Yeah. And we'll pull it back onto the same side of the belt, because this side of the belt, I should say. So if we put it onto here, like sort of this kind of location. We can pull that in and change the recipe over and double the amount of glass we're getting. Or more importantly, whoops, can't insert lime, oh yeah, my inventory's full. You can go away. And more importantly, because it's also used for the other thing we need to create, which is cement for concrete, that does mean that we can just pass this belt onto the next processing line, wherever we want to put that. There we go. So you are you just, it's probably jammed with mud, isn't it? Yeah. So we're going to need a mud export line here. And to be honest, we just want to get rid of it or just box it or something like that. And also this is going to be jammed with that. So it's also going to need a clarifier. So let's just get a clarifier up and running. If I don't already have one, I do already have one. Good. Not that that was me being prepared. That was just me forgetting I had one. Okay, let's just export. The only solid thing here from each of these is going to be, well, from each of those is going to be mud. From this, it's going to be limestone at the end, and we don't need anything else. I don't think. No, there's no other products. We do, however, need a flare stack because this also produces carbon dioxide. But again, very easy to get rid of. And there it goes. So we just need to get rid of mud at the end here. Do I have a warehouse? I don't think I'll even want a warehouse. It's probably far too big. Let's just put, for now, let's just put it in a box. And I will put some blue inserters down just to make sure it's removed relatively quickly. We are going to be producing much of it. And of course, we can always turn it back into sand to make more land. So that is going to work. All right, so now I can change this recipe over to do glass mixture. And coincidentally, well, not coincidentally, but it also happens to be the thing that's used to make cement. Yeah, so let's just make another powder mixer. And let's take a look at that concrete recipe again. Concrete. Or the concrete brick. Makes from concrete, which is all in factories, assembly machines. And that just needs cement, slag, and water. Now, water we can get anywhere. Slag we can't get anywhere, but I think I don't really want to. Well, I guess I can put an offshoot from this line right here and bring it over. That's one possibility. And just prioritize the other direction because it tends to just pile back from over here anyway. We don't tend to need all that. Well, we're producing more than we're actually using it, put it that way. So if I just make sure output priority is left, that'll make sure that I don't end up with a shortage of slag into the, you know, or where we make the ores. I'm just going to bring this to here, and yeah, we'll just bring it up. There we go. And I'm going to need to pick up more belt, aren't I? That's quite a fair amount of belt, but we'll bring it over here to wherever we're making concrete, and that will do. So I think for here, what I should probably do is just run the belt going this way. And then I'll obviously make more belt, but we need that other powder mixer, wherever it's going to go, and a couple of assembly machines, and then we should be able to make concrete. Not sure how much of it we're going to need, so maybe just regular assembly machines, nothing excessive. A couple of blue ones maybe. What was I going down here for? Something? I'll figure it out and come back in a second. Ah yes, I was coming back for belt. As hopefully you all know. Alright, so is our powder mixer done? It looks like it is. And we can just put it out here somewhere. Let's actually work backwards. Because if we have water coming in here as well, let's just say we want our concrete here. Concrete brick. Okay, and that is liquid input and just the concrete output. So our output could be, you know, here. Liquid input is also, I think, from one of these machines. So concrete liquid, hopefully. Yep, it is. So we have a single chain. We just need to feed some water into the top. And we need to feed slag and cement into this machine. So slag can be fed in from this side really easily. And yeah, this is going to be relatively straightforward. I can just put, where's our line going to be coming in from over there? So I can just put in, for now, that other pump I was talking about. Ooh, I can't actually put it in where I'd like. It won't go in at right angles. I can only rotate the assembly machine. But it will work fine if I just go like this. And I'm just going to want some power poles to connect the thing up. Do we have any power poles nearby? Yeah, here's not too bad. Let's put them... Yeah, it's going to need to go over on this side. There we go. All right, that's going to start loading. Why don't we just speed that? So, well, don't need to speed it up just yet. We'll see what else it needs first. So we're just waiting for cement now, which means I can put my powder mixer down. And we're going to feed in this way. Choose cement. And that can just be fed with power. And another inserter. And we can run it this way. Couple of underground and we should be done, I think. Where are you? Here you are. That'll do. So all that should now produce is concrete brick. And we can use that to obviously craft a lot of the upgraded machines. So we didn't quite get to, you know, the rest of it, but this episode we did get concrete bricks being done. So they're kind of the upgrade bottleneck to the reinforced clay bricks or whatever they were called that we previously did. And of course we can just box this off like that, as you normally expect. And we should start getting some concrete brick for next episode. There it goes. It goes into the first machine. That's going to produce, hopefully, some concrete. Yeah, it's just going to take a little while, but otherwise fine. And then into bricks. So, straightforward episode. Just one sort of neat little production done. I'm going to need to scale up the silicon, though. You can already see there's a shortage. And that shouldn't be too troubling. Just need to work down at the bottom of the factory, sorting that out. But essentially, the limestone the lime is coming out here free. So we may as well use it. And that should hopefully feed more glass into here once we solve the silicon shortage. And that will in turn create more blue science, which will head down towards our labs, which of course 4 of them are capable, but I need a lot more than that to be able to continue with research. However, we're able to get blue science research started pretty much now. Okay, hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share if you have, of course. And I will see you next episode for some more Seablock. Thanks for watching.